Hello everybody, my name is Zool and welcome to modding the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. In today's episode we are going to be looking at a mod that I didn't really think I would ever really cover, but it is a really cool mod. It is called Cross's Goodies, or Uncle Cross's Hideout. I'm not really sure what the name of the mod exactly is, but either way it is a really large, fully featured mod. And when I say fully featured, I mean fully featured. I struggled a little bit with the feature list because this mod contains a player home. It's kind of a cheat mod, kind of a race mod, kind of a spell mod, kind of an items mod, kind of a fixes mod, kind of like a nude mod. It is every kind of mod at once. It's not so much an overhaul as it is at its core sort of a all-encompassing cheat mod with an immersive way to fit it into the game, sort of, I guess. And this mod basically features a quest to get your Uncle Cross's house, which is featured with pretty much anything you can imagine, unlimited respawning items, different add-ons, different items, that kind of thing. So I'm going to give you a little tour around Cross's house, but I'm never going to be able to explain everything that's in this mod. There is so much. So please bear with me. Let's take a tour of Cross's Hideout. Alright, so I had a little bit of trouble figuring out where to start with a mod this big, and I guess I'll just start with a little explanation. Most of Cross's goodies are based around Cross's hideout. Uncle Cross, the famous adventurer who's gathered a lot of treasures around his days, has a little manor out on a secluded island, with this whole land around it. He doesn't go there anymore, but after completing a quest for him at level 6, you are given the key and a spell to get there. And I think I'm just going to give you a tour of this house and explain a couple of the features. But first, we're going to take a look at some of the spells. So, the first spell we have here is the in-game settings, which allow you to disable certain perks that you get, and some different modifications, such as the real fatigue and other such things. There's also a spell to summon a horse, which you'll get right away. It's a very, very fast immortal horse, so get one as soon as you install this mod. And of course, the secret hideout spell. So let's activate that, and we will get this menu. Here we can either go to the hideout, open the secret stash, the ingredient cabinet, the potion cabinet, or activate the alchemy, enchantment, or spellcrafting station. So you can actually do this from anywhere in the world, which is why I also mentioned that it's kind of a cheat mod. Let's go to the hideout and check out the player home portion of this mod. When you first arrive at Cross's home, you will be greeted with the nice welcome home sign, and we will be featured at a player home. This exit can take you immediately back to where you cast the spell, or you can go out to Cross's retreat, which is a sort of a plains kind of area on the main island of Cross's island. I don't think it actually shows up there, no. So, let's start going this way. There's a lot of containers here that have respawns. You can't store anything in them, but they will respawn every time you return. And here is pretty much every type of food, so with this mod installed, you will have infinite food. These here are for the add-ons. I am not going to be covering that in this video, but just in case you're wondering what these pads are, there's 6 add-ons you can download on the Nexus page, so try them out and see what you get there. This is a statue which gives you blessings. You can get this, and it gives you a fairly powerful blessing. Up here is the replicator reaction chamber, and if we just quickly put an item in here, for example my doublet, we activate it. We'll see that it's in there, and we open up this display case. We will see that, there we go, the replication is complete. For a small cost, I believe it just doubles your items. I'm not really sure exactly where they go. Oh, yeah, it just doubles them in here. So yeah, you can double your items for a small gold cost. Although, honestly, with this mod installed, gold is not going to be an issue since there's infinitely respawning items with extremely high value in this house. In here, we will see some interesting photography that your uncle has, and a bath, as well as some birthday suits. So this also has sort of a nude mod kind of thing, if you're into that. Personally, not for me, so I'm just going to completely ignore it and act like it's not there. Over here, we can see a soul gem fabricator, so you can get infinite soul gems. There's also a spellcrafting, alchemy, and enchantment station in your little office here. So you can get that, as well as the potion and ingredients cabinet that you saw earlier. So, if you plan on doing any of this stuff, you can immediately get this at level 6. You don't have to complete any, like, Mage's Guild, anything like that. And you get some pretty cool stuff. So we can go ahead and enchant some stuff. There's also a lot of cool little items and knickknacks going around. And anytime you come back, they will respawn. So I could take that, although it will make me over-encumbered. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly drop it. This mod also features a race changer. It does a quick autosave before you use it here, so you gotta click on it a couple times, but then it features a nice race changer. So I obviously have the better faces mod, so that's why I look so much better, I guess, than normal. But this mod also features things like the Crosses Guard Imperial, a halfling of pretty much every race, which is just half the size, really short, looks a little bit humorous. The new race, the Lapis, which, you know, has their own little thing, as well as different ear variants of that race. There's also things, there's a one with green, I'm not even going to try pronouncing that. And again, each of these races is different, so I'm just going to quickly click through these. Again, we have the Agrian, or whatever it's called. There's one with red skin, and other such things. Although I'm going to stick with my Imperial, there are a lot of different race variants, and if you really like that kind of thing, this is a very feature-heavy race mod built in to this already heavily featured mod. We'll just quickly remake Marvin, and we'll be ready to go. Alright, well, now that we've looked at the left wing, let's take a look at the right-hand wing here. So we get this little like lobby here with, again, your uncle's interesting pictures here. I'm not going to really comment on that and just sort of ignore them. And we enter this small little banquet hall here. It's nice and quaint, and this is actually a really good, really functional player home. So again, there's this roast here, and of course some sweet rolls that you can take. All of this, by the way, is respawning items, so you can constantly come back and get it here. We have a little balcony with some of this, and 4 more add-on modules, which we don't have installed, so they're going to be empty. There's another food cupboard, and if we come up here, there is this Hideout Power Gem, which can do things such as turning on practice scamps, which turns on some little demony monster guys that are going to be running around, and other things. Not really going to cover it, I don't have time. In here is the guest room, or I guess your room. It's really more of a guest room. It looks pretty good, and there's nothing all too special about it here, I suppose. And the east wing is where a lot of really cool things happen. So, down here is a little training room. If you have practice scamps on, there will be 2 scamps, little imps, fighting down there for your amusement. Over here is the brewery, where you can brew your own alcohol. There's a manual explaining this, a custom brew storage, a list of all the different Crosses Guard ingredients, and a book that tells you what to do. There's also this nice drink cupboard and a wine rack, so you can pretty much get any alcohol you want, including some new custom ones that you brew with the brewing mechanic. We head down the stairs. We have this here. There's 2 rooms. There is this. I am not even going to pretend that exists. You can find that out on your own if that's your thing, but that again, it's not something that I'm really interested in covering. There's that guy, and there's this, which is the storage cabinet for Crosses goodies. So some of this here is just storage for you to put your own items in. This is the secret stash that you can access from anywhere. And then some of this, if we look here, the Uncle Cross's Cabinet of Goodies, is a respawning thing filled with a lot of the items the mod adds. This is why I say you don't really need to worry about gold, because look at all that stuff. So yeah, you can pretty much get whatever you want. There's the Tome of Enlightenment, there's different sort of spells, weapons, armor, any sort of thing. Let's just, we'll take this, and we'll equip them for a second, take a look. I think that actually is a shield, but it's not a shield here, a weapon. Makes you appear to dual wield, which is again pretty cool. There we go, the Verge of Dante. So yeah, you can throw this up and get some spell reflect. It's really up to you. And then down here is the basement. So the basement again will be filled with scamps if you have that feature turned on, but otherwise it is nothing special. In fact, it's just a plain room. There's nothing really here at all, other than a door to the basement garden. And in the basement garden, you will find pretty much every type of plant possible. So if you want to do alchemy, you can come here, harvest almost all the types of plants down here. That includes the things from Oblivion gates, because if we look here, there's a little Oblivion encroached area of which you can take a look at. So alright, it's still a bit foggy out, so it's not the best image here, but this is the exterior of Cross's hideout. It looks really cool at night. Again, we might be able to see some of our little friends from the various unpronounceable races around here somewhere, but I'm not going to go look for them. They sort of just wander around. They have voices and generic Imperial dialogue, so it's not like there's anything too special in that regard. But I think it's pretty cool on its own that this island exists and is here. I mean, that's a very impressive accomplishment. And I'm sorry if I skimmed through the mod a little bit, but there's just so much to talk about. I might talk about a few features here at the end before wrapping up. Alright, so what are my concluding thoughts on this mod? Well, I think that it's really awesome. I think it's a really good mod. You can see that a ton of work went into it. This mod is more featured than probably 80% of the mods on the Nexus. It just has everything. And that, I think, is actually its biggest weakness. Well, I think this is an amazing mod and it's awesome. There's one problem for it. If you're not a fan of cheat mods or nude mods or any of the certain types of mods, having it in your game might cause some people to not want to download it. Like, I could see some people who don't really like to download cheat mods staying away from this mod solely because it's very overpowered. That being said, there's still going to be a lot of people who love it, and try out the mod for yourself, because honestly, it's hard to tell. I didn't think I'd like it at first, but I actually really like this mod. I wouldn't use it for a playthrough, but I'm definitely going to be keeping it installed because it's very helpful to have, especially when I'm spotlighting stuff. Alright, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's a rather unusual one with such a fully featured mod, a huge, absolutely ginormous mod. It's very hard to cover. I could talk about the, you know, insurmountable amount of items and other such things, but I feel like that would just make you kind of bored. Check out the mod for yourself. Link is in the description. Again, I'm not covering installs anymore. If you'd like me to cover installs of mods, let me know in the comments. I have stopped doing that because from what I've seen, no one watches the installation process, so I'm actually cutting that out of my videos. I hope that helps. I'm not really sure. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and please consider checking out my KOTOR LP. There'll probably be a little somewhere on the screen here to click on. It's pretty good. It's coming along fairly well. I am almost done Terrace after about 1 million episodes, so that's good. You know, give me some like, dislike kind of thing, depending on your thoughts of the video, and let me know, do you think that mods should be all-encompassing? I really want to know the answer in the comment to this. Should a mod try and do everything, or try and do one thing and do it well? That's what I want to know, so please answer in the comments. Until the next time, I have been Zool. Have an excellent day.